What is the food you eat every day could help your body fight disease naturally? Not with extreme diets, not with expensive supplements, but with simple, science-backed foods you already recognize. Today, we're breaking down Eat to Beat Disease by Dr. William Li, a groundbreaking book that shows how your body already has powerful defense systems and how food can activate them. Welcome to the Healthy Living and Eat to Beat Disease. Physician-scientist William Li reframes the way we think about health, disease, and nutrition by presenting a simple but transformative idea. The foods we eat can activate and enhance the body's natural defense systems, helping prevent, slow, or even reverse disease processes. Rather than focusing solely on medications or restrictive diets, Li places everyday foods at the center of disease prevention and cellular resilience. Li argues that while genetics and environment influence health, food is one of the most powerful modifiable factors in our control. He builds his thesis around a growing body of scientific research indicating that specific foods, nutrients, and eating patterns can influence biological processes that underpin cancer, heart disease, diabetes, neurodegeneration, and more. At its core, the book proposes that health is not a passive state but an active process, a dynamic interplay between the body's defense systems and the challenges it encounters. In this context, food becomes a tool, or even a form of medicine, capable of fortifying these defense systems. Part 1: The body's natural defense systems. To understand how food can influence health, Li first explains the body's 5 key defense systems that keep us functioning and disease resilient. 1. Angiogenesis, the regulation of blood vessel growth. 2. Regeneration, the body's ability to repair and replace cells. 3. Microbiome, the communities of beneficial microbes in the gut. 4. DNA protection, mechanisms that protect and repair genetic material. 5. Immune function, defense against pathogens and abnormal cells. 1. Angiogenesis, starving diseases at the root. Angiogenesis describes the process by which the body forms new blood vessels. While essential for healing wounds and maintaining organs, angiogenesis can also feed disease. Cancer, for example, depends on new blood vessels to supply nutrients and grow beyond microscopic size. Li explains that the body constantly balances signals that either promote or inhibit blood vessel growth. When this balance is disrupted, it can contribute to disease, particularly cancer. Thus, one strategy for disease prevention is to support balanced angiogenesis, particularly by favoring foods that inhibit excessive vessel growth toward tumors. Examples of anti-angiogenic foods include soy products, contain genistein, which suppresses growth signals feeding tumors. Researchers found that a daily intake of approximately 10 grams of soy protein can enhance cancer-fighting defenses. Cruciferous vegetables, for example, broccoli, rich in sulforaphane and bacillin, which may reduce risks of certain cancers. Berries, tomatoes, green tea, and dark chocolate contain various polyphenols and flavonoids with anti-angiogenic properties. The key is not extreme restriction, but incorporating a variety of foods that collectively support this balanced angiogenic environment. 2. Regeneration, fueling cellular renewal. Li highlights that the body is not static, it regenerates cells constantly. For example, the lining of the gut renews every few days, and skin cells are frequently replaced. This regenerative capacity depends on stem cells, which are responsible for replacing damaged tissue throughout life. As we age, stem cell production and function can decline. Li discusses evidence that certain nutrients may help support stem cell activity and overall regeneration. Cocoflavanols, for example, have been shown to increase circulating stem cells relevant to vascular health. Omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants may also support regenerative processes by reducing inflammation and oxidative stress. By including foods that protect and nourish these foundational systems, individuals may enhance the body's ability to recover from injury or disease. 3. Microbiome, Harnessing the body's ecosystem. The microbiome refers to the complex ecosystem of microbes inhabiting the gut, skin, and other parts of the body. This ecosystem plays a central role in digestion, immunity, metabolism, and even mood regulation. Lee underscores that feeding beneficial microbes through diet helps fortify overall health, especially the immune system. Foods that support a diverse and healthy microbiome include prebiotic foods like onions, garlic, leeks, and asparagus, which feed beneficial gut bacteria. Fermented foods such as yogurt, kefir, kimchi, and sauerkraut, which introduce live microbes. High-fiber fruits and vegetables that help maintain microbial diversity. A balanced microbiome can improve digestion, reduce inflammation, influence body weight, and strengthen immune defenses, illustrating how food choices ripple through multiple systems. 4. DNA protection. Safeguarding the blueprint of life every day. Our DNA endures tens of thousands of hits from internal processes and external exposures, oxidation, inflammation, and environmental toxins. Fortunately, the body has mechanisms that detect and repair DNA damage before it leads to permanent mutations. Lee points out that certain foods enhance DNA protection or reduce damage. Berries and nuts, rich in antioxidants, help defend DNA and may slow telomere shortening. Telomeres are protective caps on chromosomes. Cruciferous vegetables and polyphenol-rich plants contribute to DNA repair pathways. Protecting DNA is crucial not just for cancer prevention, but also for slowing aging and maintaining cellular function across the lifespan. 5. Immune function. The body's defense network. The immune system identifies and neutralizes pathogens, removes damaged cells, and even helps prevent cancer by detecting and eliminating abnormal cells early. Foods can influence immune cell production, communication, and efficiency. Lee highlights immune-boosting foods such as mushrooms. Studies show that eating white button mushrooms raised immune markers significantly within a week. Extra virgin olive oil, associated with increases in key immune markers when replacing other fats. Spices like turmeric and garlic contain anti-inflammatory compounds that support immune signaling. A diet rich in these foods can help not only with everyday immune challenges like colds, but also in maintaining vigilance against chronic diseases. Part 2. Food as medicine, key foods, and their effects. Once Lee establishes the 5 defense systems, he explores how specific foods and food groups influence these systems, often citing clinical research, epidemiology, and mechanistic biology. Vegetables and fruits. Vegetables, especially leafy greens and cruciferous varieties, are repeatedly highlighted due to their rich content of phytochemicals, fiber, and antioxidants that influence angiogenesis, DNA repair, and the microbiome. Fruits such as berries provide flavonoids linked to DNA protection and immune modulation. For example, berries, high in anthocyanins and other polyphenols, linked with improved DNA protection and anti-inflammatory effects. Citrus fruits, rich in vitamin C and flavonoids that can benefit immune function and vascular health. Whole grains and legumes. Whole grains like oats and barley contribute fiber that feeds the microbiome and helps regulate blood sugar, both important for immune health and chronic disease risk reduction. Legumes, beans, lentils, peas provide plant-based protein, fiber, and unique bioactive compounds with anti-inflammatory effects. Healthy fats and oils. Not all fats are alike. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish and flax seeds offer anti-inflammatory benefits. Extra virgin olive oil, a staple of Mediterranean patterns, is rich in polyphenols that modulate immune function and may support heart health. Herbs, spices, and beverages. Lee highlights spices and beverages for their potent bioactive compounds. Turmeric, curcumin, anti-inflammatory and may influence multiple defense systems. Green tea, rich in catechins, linked to angiogenesis modulation and DNA protection. Coffee and moderate alcohol, discussed for nuanced effects. Moderate consumption has shown potential benefits in some studies when paired with healthy patterns. Unexpected allies. Lee also explores foods not traditionally considered superfoods, including certain cheeses and even dark chocolate and beer, when consumed in moderation. These contain compounds like vitamin K2 in cheese or xanthohumol in beer that have been associated with health benefits in research contexts. The takeaway is not to indulge recklessly, but to recognize that beneficial compounds exist across diverse foods, and that enjoyment and variety need not be sacrificed for health. Part 3. The 5x5x5 Framework and Practical Strategies. Lee's central practical tool is the 5x5x5 Framework, a simple, flexible plan to apply the book's science. Eat at least 5 foods daily that beneficially influence the body's defense systems. Choose foods from categories that impact the 5 defense systems. Do this across 5 days or more each week. This framework is designed to be adaptable to different diets: vegetarian, omnivorous, cultural patterns, and emphasizes inclusion over exclusion, focusing on adding disease-fighting food rather than obsessing over forbidden ones. Mindful eating and kitchen environment. Lee stresses that dietary change works best when one's environment supports it. This includes designing kitchens that encourage healthy choices, stocking a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables, planning meals that balance enjoyment with nutrient diversity, being present and attentive while eating, mindful eating, paying attention to hunger cues, flavors, and satisfaction, helps regulate intake and strengthens the connection between food and well-being. Daily habits and lifestyle factors. Diet is central, but Lee acknowledges that other lifestyle factors, sleep, physical activity, stress management, influence the same defense systems he describes. These factors interact with dietary effects, amplifying or dampening the body's ability to heal and resist disease. Core messages and takeaways. Here are the book's key themes, reframed into actionable insights. 1. Health is active, not passive. Good health is not merely the absence of disease. It is the result of ongoing defense, repair, and adaptation. 2. Food is a tool, not a magic bullet. Food can enhance biological systems that prevent disease, but it is not a replacement for medical treatment when needed. 3. Variety matters more than perfection. No single food can prevent all disease. A diversity of foods ensures a wider range of beneficial compounds. 4. Enjoyment and sustainability are essential. Long-term dietary habits should be enjoyable and culturally appropriate to be sustainable. 5. Everyday choices add up. Small, consistent choices, like adding berries to breakfast or swapping refined carbs for whole grains, cumulatively influence health outcomes. Conclusion. Empowerment through eating. Eat to beat disease reframes food from a passive source of calories to a dynamic contributor to health, capable of influencing vital biological systems. Through scientific evidence, practical strategies, and accessible explanations, Lee empowers readers to see their daily meals as instruments for fortifying the body's defenses against chronic illnesses. Rather than prescribing a rigid diet, Lee's approach emphasizes inclusion of disease-fighting foods, balanced patterns, and lifestyle habits that together create a resilient, health-promoting environment within the body. The ultimate message is one of empowerment. What we choose to eat matters profoundly, and doing so with intention can help us live healthier, longer lives. Health isn't built in a hospital, it's built in your kitchen, one meal at a time. If you found this helpful, like the video, subscribe to The Healthy Living, and share this with someone who cares about their health. Eat smart, live strong.